Hey everybody, this is William from the Godzilla Files coming at you today with a new movie review. Today I'm going to be looking at the original Godzilla film, Gojira. As a lot of people probably already know, Godzilla's 64th anniversary was this past weekend, and I thought it'd be a great time to look at the original film. I actually have never done a review for this movie, which I kind of found surprising, so I definitely wanted to take a look at this film, kind of give everyone my thoughts and opinions on it. So without further ado, let's jump right into this review. So the first thing I want to say is this movie is a classic. Without it, we would not have the kaiju genre. I think you would be very hard pressed to find a better kaiju film, but some of the things that make this a great film is little details. And first thing I want to talk about is how they build up Godzilla. Godzilla is not really seen until halfway through the movie. While the movie does move fast, they do build this threat of Godzilla. It's almost like Jaws, where you never see the shark, but you just see its actions. And it's horrifying. Really understand the fear that the Japanese people have of Godzilla because boats are being destroyed. No one's coming back alive or surviving for that long if they do come back. You can really understand that. And I also like the fact that, we kind of cut into other people throughout the movie. People talking about the fact that now, there's atomic tuna, that everywhere Godzilla goes, radiation is to be found. These are real threats that you don't really hear about throughout the Godzilla series. Very few movies actually touch on this, and this is why the original Godzilla is so good. These little details, you really make it feel like this is the real world. So they've built up Godzilla for a lot of this movie. When we finally do see him, it is so well done. The scene leading up to Godzilla's appearance is probably one of my favorite in the whole entire series. I love everyone running up the mountain, trying to get a look at Godzilla. No one really knows what to expect, and finally his head appears and scares everyone. Everyone goes running. It's a great classic entrance. It's at this point that the special effects start becoming a bigger part of this film, and without a doubt, this is another strong part of this film. Seeing the suit is pretty amazing. I think that the suit actually looks a lot better than people give it credit for. Yes, there are spots where it does not look good. Certain angles, it's definitely kind of funny looking, but overall, what they were able to accomplish with a man in a suit is pretty astounding. Also, the miniature work here is another strong point of the special effects. When you look at the Tokyo Bay destruction scenes, or, the destruction of Tokyo, both scenes are so well done. Buildings falling apart, it really does look real. And that's the biggest thing, is that they were able to blend the special effects with such precision that everything looked so real. Yes, are there issues? When they use the puppet, yeah, puppet looks fake. There's nothing you can do about that. It is 1954, so there are some limitations to what they can do, but they are able to hide a lot of those limitations. And cutting into real footage where Godzilla interacts with something is so well done. All that stuff is amazing. Like I said, it's astounding that they were able to do this in 1954. So another strong point about this film is the human drama. As I was saying, the movie cuts in and we see the real life implications of Godzilla. And the human drama that this causes makes you invested in these characters. So when you're seeing politicians fight with each other, when you're seeing the doctor, sad that we are destroying Godzilla and not trying to study him, all these things bring you into the world and make you care about these characters. Perfect example of this is Dr. Serizawa. He's not in this film very much. You don't see him very often, but when you do, it's an important scene. He is a well-written character. His arc of not wanting to use the oxygen destroyer, but finally using it to save everyone, is very well done in my opinion. Even the love story, I think, is great. There's so much here to unpack. I think anyone that likes drama would enjoy this movie. I think there's a lot of it, and I think it's something that people don't really realize when they go back and watch this film. Another important piece of this film is the music. So we all know the classic Godzilla themes, and a lot of them came from here. The music really does set the mood. When Dr. Serizawa uses the oxygen destroyer, it's a very sad scene. He sacrifices himself to save the world, and you also feel bad about Godzilla because he's just a creature. He wasn't doing it because he's evil in any way. So the music itself really does help this film. It really does bring out emotions in the scenes, and to me, music is so important to a film. When you look at classic films like Jaws or Batman, these movies have such great music, and it really adds more to what you're seeing on film. And Godzilla is the same way. The Godzilla franchise has amazing music, and it all started from this first film. So probably coming as no surprise to anyone, this is the best Godzilla film ever made. This This film has so much going on in it that I think even if you're not a fan of the kaiju genre, you would find something to like. Whether it's about H-bomb testing or the threat of nuclear annihilation, the human drama itself, and maybe some of the kaiju action, there's something here for everyone. And it is a film that I think if you really look deep into, you can find a lot to like about it. And the legacy of Godzilla to me is another thing that I want to talk about with this. This film, besides being important for its own rights, starts a franchise that I think it is one of my favorite franchises. Even when I was a kid, I loved these films. This is a franchise that got me into films and why I love going to the movies now. You know, I think a lot of people forget that Godzilla's been around for 64 years and, you know, has been strong for a lot of those years. And hopefully people will become more appreciative of him, you know, or at least the general audience would be next year's Godzilla King of the Monsters. I think being able to celebrate the legacy of Godzilla is so important because there's very few things like him out there right now. Alright everybody, let me know in the comments below what you thought about the original Gojira film. Love to hear it. Also, let me know what you guys think about Godzilla himself. You know, it's been 64 years. I know everyone's a fan, but, you know, just tell me what he means to you. I would love to hear about that. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all later.